am Peyton Haugen, and on behalf of the graduating class of 2025, I want to welcome you all, friends, family, faculty, honored guests, and members of the school board, to this very special day at Chamberlain High School. We are truly grateful for your presence as we celebrate the end of one chapter and the beginning of the next. This ceremony marks not just the completion of our high school journey, but also the launching point for our future goals, dreams, and adventures. Before we begin, we'd like to take a moment to thank all of you who've supported us along the way. Your encouragement, patience, and belief in us through every late night project, every setback, every success have helped shape the people we are today. We wouldn't be here without you. In a moment, I will ask everyone who is able to please stand. We invite you to remove any headwear and place your right hand over your heart as we listen to the performance of our national anthem, performed by the Chamberlain High School Choir under the direction of Miss Denhode. After the anthem, please remain standing for the CHS Honor Song, a tribute to the spirit, strength, and togetherness that define our school community. Once again, welcome. We are honored to have you here to share this day of celebration, reflection, and gratitude. Thank you. If able, please stand for the national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Barrett Olivier. I am very thankful for the opportunity to reflect upon our success with you all. Though cliche, getting here was definitely a journey. Even from the beginning of the year to now, I feel like a whole different person, and not just because I got a haircut. Starting off on day one of kindergarten, I never would have realized how much I would have grown to know and appreciate the class of 2025. When starting this speech, I asked some of my classmates about the memories we shared growing up. We recalled getting to watch Polar Express in kindergarten, and we would organize the chairs to simulate sitting in a train car. The box lunch auction from 4th grade, where the boys would anonymously bid on the girls' decorated lunch boxes, but Ainsley told Hayden which box was hers so that he'd bid on it the most. I was trying to recall some of the fun things we did during recess, but thinking back, I couldn't tell you what other people did during recess, because William, Hayden, Aiden, and I played the same game of pretend for 5 years, every single day. Starting recorders in 4th grade was a joyous time, though. I'm sure it was, especially for our parents. I'm also sure that some of us enjoyed recorders way more than the others, too, because when we got to band, Katie just learned to play a bigger recorder, and then proceeded to go to Allstate for 3 years on the instrument. Another notable accomplishment I'd like to mention is how far Peyton and Preston were able to take the school laptops our freshman year. Though the teachers may not agree, we were able to keep ourselves entertained and bond over the trials of Lowe's adventure and numerous other cases of their shenanigans. To end, I'd like to thank all of the teachers who helped us with our classes along the way and put up with said hooliganism. So thank you. And to the class of 2025, well done. Graduation is finally here. Now, in the immortal words of Mr. Hilson, I'm resigning.
Good afternoon, everyone. Teachers, staff, friends, and family. On behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank you all for coming to celebrate this milestone with us. When I think about this moment, speaking in front of all of you as we close one chapter and open another to everything that lies ahead of us, I still struggle to grasp how real this all is. Anytime I had told someone I was a senior in high school, they told me to soak it all in because it will fly by, and I never believed them because of how long the previous years took, but I can tell you now that I wish I had. Over the past 4 years, we've lived a lot of life together. We faced challenges, shared successes, and created a lot of memories. But what I find to be the most memorable is the amount of firsts our class has experienced. We were the first class to walk the halls of the new 6th grade wing in the middle school, and we had to stay on our toes as we welcomed a new principal each year. A few of us seniors were fortunate enough to play on the first ever Chamberlain High School softball team. In our senior year alone, we finally won the class Olympics. We're the first class to jump in the river after whitewashing and send a video of us actually getting along to Steckelberg. The first class to meet the kindergartners and pass on the torch. The first class to host the Scholathon. Thank you, Peyton, for all the work that you put into it. And the first senior class to graduate in the new competition gym. I believe that the class of 2025 has left behind a positive impact on the school and community, and I am beyond grateful to be a part of it. I think it's safe to say that we would not be here without the people in the seats around us, and we owe them more than words can explain, but I can try. To our teachers, thank you for believing in us. You taught us more than what was in the curriculum. You didn't just prepare us for tests, you prepared us for life. You taught us how to think critically, to stay curious, how to keep going when things got tough, and to always give our best, even when no one was watching. And thank you very much for writing us letters of recommendation when we would only give you a day's notice. To our families, thank you for being our biggest supporters, our safety nets, and sometimes our alarm clocks. Whether it was driving us to school, helping us with homework, washing our jersey the day before a game, or just listening when we needed to vent, you were always there for us. Your love and encouragement carried us even when we didn't say thank you as often as we should have. And to my classmates, thank you for the memories, the laughter, and the lessons. Each of you brought something unique to this class, and together we created a community that cared, laughed, and lifted each other up, literally and figuratively. Many of my classmates would agree that our success is due in part to the advice we received from other upperclassmen. Now it's my turn to do the same. Number one, Work hard because grades do matter. As one of my best friends, Riley, said, your freshman year sets the bar for the rest of high school, so try your hardest. The foundation of your entire high school career is laid out your freshman year, so apply yourself and work hard so that you can pass your classes the first time. Number 2, take the opportunities while you have them. Don't feel like you need to commit to one activity or sport all 4 years. Take advantage of the opportunities and try new things because you won't have those chances in college. And don't let anyone put you down for stepping out of your comfort zone. Be proud of yourself for having the confidence to do it in the first place. Number 3, ask why. As my softball coach Kelly has said, don't go into the box expecting a ball. It's a strike until it's not. Until you ask a question, the answer will always be no. When you question something, the answer will either give you a deeper understanding or allow you to broaden your perspective of the matter at hand. I hope that you find this advice helpful as you move forward with your high school career. And lastly, to my classmates, if we can gather anything from the 4 years we've been together, it should be that we have learned to adapt, how to persevere, and how to never give up. With whatever comes next, college, the military, the workforce, or even a gap year, remember that we are taking everything we have learned with us as we begin this next chapter. As Mr. Carlson told the seniors just days ago, be worldly learners. Make something of your learning. Don't just go through with it. So move forward with confidence and courage. Take risks, make mistakes, keep learning, and most importantly, never give up. As Winston Churchill said, success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. Congratulations, class of 2025. This isn't the end, it's just the beginning.
Good day, everyone, and thank you all for being in attendance to support the graduating class of 2025. Though I'm sure we are all anxious to get out of here and step into the next phase of our lives, there are just a few pieces of advice that I've learned throughout my journey and learned from others that I thought important to share with you all. The first piece of advice I'd like to share is that perfectionism is overrated. Throughout my time here, I would hope that I always tried my best in everything that I did, but the expectation of perfection, just because I worked hard, didn't always come to fruition. Because in reality, perfectionism is sometimes unachievable. Everyone is imperfect in their own way, but that's what makes life so beautiful. Being able to find enjoyment in our flaws and mistakes is an integral part of being human. Of course, I still want everyone to try their hardest on whatever they do, but being cognizant of the journey and your growth is sometimes just as important as your imperfect outcome. To be imperfect is to be human, so always try to find comfort in your mistakes, for that is what will help you grow. The next piece of advice I receive is that change is terrifying, but the moment you embrace it is the moment you are able to truly live. Humans are supposed to be resilient to change, but sometimes that change is what terrifies us. As we graduate, it's easy to feel as though we're losing a part of ourselves that may never be replicated. Though we might mourn this loss, it is important to always keep moving forward, for we truly do have so much more to do in this world. The acceptance of change is a tireless, unending act that we must endure all throughout our lives. But through this acceptance, maybe we can begin to mold our dreams into reality. And isn't that just beautiful? The last piece of advice I got from a friend while asking around and discussing what I wanted to put in this speech, and that is, don't peak in high school. As mentioned before, this is a drastic shift in everyone's lives, and it's all right to be afraid of what is to come. But just remember, there really is so much more life for us all to live. One piece of advice that also always stuck with me is to treat high school like a trial phase for the rest of your life. While our time here is something that we'll always remember, it really is just a stepping stone into the rest of our lives. Always remember to live life to the fullest, for it doesn't end here. The future is uncertain, but it is bright for those who search for the light. Though I myself have barely lived, I hope this advice that others have shared with me that I decided to share with you all inspires everyone here to keep living their lives once again to the fullest. Not to play on cliches, but graduation is truly just one step into the rest of our lives. Being able to remember to always appreciate those around you for everything they've done, for at least I know I wouldn't be half the person I am today without those who have supported my journey. The last thing I leave you all is this. Those surrounding you love you more than you will ever know, and everyone is proud that you've made it this far. So always keep going, so that when times are tough, you'll remember how to live. Thank you all for your attendance and support.
I didn't realize how similar me and Madeline's speeches are, but I guess great minds think alike. Good afternoon to the graduating class of 2025 and the members of the community gathered here today to celebrate our achievements. The last 4 years have been quite the adventure for us. From the time that it started downpouring for an hour straight during the homecoming game, to when we were all angry that the seniors were cheating in the toilet paper game back when we were freshmen. And despite the fact that the class Olympics had been rigged for years, we finally made a comeback and won our first year of class Olympics as seniors. Suffice to say, our class has made a lot of long-lasting memories together. Not too long ago, we were in our kindergarten classes checking the cameras to see how the gingerbread man got away. And not too far from now, we'll be off experiencing the world and all of our future endeavors. Our class has been a class of firsts. We're the first group of sixth graders to move up to the middle school, the first class of some of our most beloved teachers, such as Hilson and Youthy. I think we can all remember when we learned that our little 2-week vacation from school in 7th grade became a full-on lockdown, as the teachers and students were first trying to adapt to the new challenges we faced due to the pandemic. And now, today, we stand here as the first graduating class to have their ceremony at the new school rather than the Armory. These trials and tribulations have led us to be one of the smartest and most resilient classes, I personally believe, in recent years. And in the words of Mr. Carlson, we improvise, we adapt, and we overcome. I have just a few words of wisdom I'd like to share before we leave this gym. Let's just address the elephant in the room. I'm sure if you heard any other graduation speech, you've heard the cliche, high school goes by in the blink of an eye. While I love to denounce that claim, it is 100% true. The reason these phrases are often repeated is because they are true. So those of you underclassmen who are just really wanting high school to be over, you're in luck. I would be lying if I said that I knew what the future holds, but what I do know is we'll all be successful in our own ways. My best possible advice is to pursue what makes you truly happy and build connections with as many people as you can. If that means you must sacrifice some short-term gain or short-term satisfaction, I guarantee you will not regret it in the long run. I wish I realized this at the beginning of my high school career, because as I started to live by this challenge, my happiness and motivation have greatly improved. Before I wrap this speech up, I would like to first recognize some of my greatest inspirations over the years. First, thank you to my parents for always pushing me to be the best person I can be while still allowing me to go on my own path when I decide I want to try new things. Thank you to my coaches and directors for putting up with all of us and managing to keep us at our peak condition. We really couldn't have made it to any of those special events we had qualified for without your encouragement, late practices, or hard workouts. Thank you to my closest friends that have been right there next to me for the past 13 years, as well as all the new friends I've made along the way. over the past year or two. You all are truly the ones who have kept me sane through all of this. I hope that even though we're going our separate ways, we'll still be able to keep in touch throughout college and the rest of our lives. And lastly, on behalf of all the graduating seniors, at least I hope, thank you to all the teachers and administrators who have helped facilitate our high school experience to be as smooth and enjoyable as possible. Your hard work and dedication does not go unnoticed. To the class of 2025, this is it. We've made it. I wish you all the best in life, and remember to pursue what truly matters to you in life and never let it slip from your grasp.
Today we gather to celebrate a truly special moment, the graduation of the Chamberlain High School class of 2025. This ceremony marks the culmination of years of hard work, late nights, determination, and growth. Each one of you has shown incredible commitment, perseverance, and resilience throughout your high school journey, and we couldn't be prouder. As you take part in the festivities today, take a moment to reflect on all you've experienced, the lessons you've learned, the challenges you've overcome, and the friendships that will last long beyond today. These memories are the foundation of the future you're about to build. Now, it is with great honor and privilege I present to you, Mr. Ryer, the distinguished members of the Chamberlain High School class of 2025. I affirm that each student has met the requirements set forth by the Chamberlain School Board and the South Dakota Department of Education. Upon receiving their diploma, they have earned all the rights and privileges of high school graduation. And so, without further ado, I welcome the class of 2025 to step forward as your names are called to receive this symbol of your hard work and achievement. Congratulations once again, and may your future shine brightly with the promise and fulfillment.
Aiden Hosek. Katie Lean. Madeline Steckelberg Engel. Peyton Haugen. Barrett Olivier. Jackson Augustine. Savannah Busak. Sam Byers. Eli Donovan. Sella Duval. Hayden Handel. William Hanslick. Brecken Harmon. Preston Haugen. Brittany Hickey. Megan Hopkins. Landon Hurley. Natalie Kelsey. Ainsley Kurtz. Molly Lawrenson. Lester Metcalf. Grace Musso. River Newenhouse. Mario Oliva. Grady Olson. Ember Pease. Memphis Peterson. Dusty Rose. Angelina Rubidoux. Layla Saxton. Aiden Sazu. Nicholas Schaub. Connor Schmidt. Amelia Schrader. Mercedes Selwyn. Shelby Shrake. Riley Simonson. Joshua Thielen. Judah Bod. Grace Vanderlei. Haley Harmon.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Chamberlain High School class of 2025. Ushers, will you lead the seniors out?